Good afternoon and welcome aboard this edition of Tres Amigos. Today we're not going on an adventure. We're actually going to start the very beginning phases of planning for our next adventure. This next adventure for us is another section of the Tecumseh. We were wanting to do, or I was wanting to do this Tecumseh Trail in like two long adventures. That's not how this is working out at all, which is perfectly fine. We've enjoyed the two sections that we've done so far, and now we are going to, I think, break it down into two more adventures. This one's going to be kind of long. I've got kind of a rough idea of what I want to do, and what I'm going to walk you through today is the planning process of it. The first thing I did was I kind of decided how far I wanted to go and what I wanted to expect. I'm going to hold up this map here, and if it doesn't get too awkward, I may change camera views here in a second. But the second section that we did was from, sorry, wrong finger, number 7 here, which is Richards Road, and I already showed you that. We flopped back to number 5 here. That was a total of a little over 6 miles. This next one is we're going to try to double that. We're going from number 7 here all the way down to 10. Our preliminary plans for right now is to get a ride from Starfish at point 10 here on this road section. Everything I've read says this road section is treacherous. It's just not safe. I would love to have continuous footsteps from the north end to the south end of the Tecumseh Trail. This section right here, everybody says you really need to get a shuttle around it. There's no shoulder. There's no good place to walk. So everybody says get a ride anyways. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get a ride. And then if you follow the road here, right about here is where the road dumps back onto the trail. You pick it up on number 11. And if this thing will cooperate, you can see that same section of the walk here. And we're going to try to go all the way down. We're going to camp right here, and we're going to try to go all the way to number 16. Number 16, according to the map, is Prang Pond, Yellowwood State Forest. Do some quick math, and we know we are going from north to south mileage. Prang Pond, that's a tongue twister. It's 25.6 miles. And we're going to start at Richards Road, which is 11.8 miles. Do some quick math. And cheat. I'm going to use a calculator. And we'll put it up here on the screen here in just a second. But, like I said, Prang Pond is... oh boy, I can't find it. 25.6 miles. Minus Richards Road minus 11.8. It's going to be about 13.8 miles. About 14 miles, we'll just say. We'll round up. I think that is a pretty reasonable expectation for us, especially since, again, with my preliminary plans, we've got that road that's unsafe. So what we're planning on doing with that, and how we're going to work that out, is this. We're going to get Starfish to drop us off at Richards Road. We're going to hike 7 miles, basically, to that point number 10 that I pointed out before. Starfish is going to pick us up there and give us a ride. And because of that, we're going to do that. I did the math earlier. It's about 7 miles. We're going to do that as a kind of a slack pack. I'm going to have a backpack with basic first aid, water for both myself, Monkey Man, and I'm really hoping that maybe Bug will join us for that 7 miles. We have enough water for the 3 of us, first aid, maybe some food, just in case we really get hungry along the way. And they're not going to be carrying anything, so it's going to be a pretty easy 7 miles for them. Get picked up at point 10, go down the road and across a bend. Starfish drop us off, and when she drops us off at that point, myself, and I'm sure Bug will probably not join us. I wish she would, though. But I'm sure she won't join us for that overnight backpacking part of it. And so at that point, myself and Monkey Man will have full packs. We'll be staying in the tent, so it'll be a heavier carry from there on out. I have kind of pre-planned all this out with the old-fashioned paper map. What I'm going to do now is try to figure out how to get this camera on the screen here, and I want to show you how I can transfer this information onto the computer. Once I do that, I will have an electronic version to carry with me. With that electronic version, the cool thing is, instead of staring at these topo lines, which this map has, I don't think you can see it very well there. I don't know if you can or not. But this computer, the neat thing is, once you have it on electric format like that, you know exactly where you are with the GPS, which, you know, is very helpful. You have this as a backup, and you also have the contour lines. This thing will tell you exactly over the hike how much elevation gain and loss you expect to have. Between the fact that we're planning on slack packing part of that, I'm going to look at those elevation gain, and then I'm going to see if 14 miles is reasonable for myself and Monkey Man. And if it is, we'll go. If not, maybe we'll shorten it up. We'll make adjustments at that point. The challenging part about all of this is going from what you expect, what you hope, seeing if it's reasonable, and trying to keep it enjoyable. To me, that's kind of the hardest thing about it. I want Monkey Man to go with me. I want him to look forward to going with me. I want him to enjoy it and be ready for more. None of this does us any good if I push him too hard and he ends up resenting, you know, going backpacking. I don't want to do that at all. So I'll be back in a couple seconds. I'm going to see if I can figure out a way to, like I said, point that camera at a reasonable angle to this computer, and then show you the next phase of this planning. Alright. I think I like what I see here. So the next challenge, the challenge to putting this on the map or on the computer like this, is kind of picking up some of the landmarks, some of the, you know, like we know where the city is here, we know where these roads are. The first thing I did was right there, I typed in Tecumseh Trail, Nashville, Indiana, and that kind of got me into the general area. And once we got into the general area, I was able to find, which this is, I don't know, something that I can do because I guess of my job. I've gotten kind of good at picking out landmarks from the air, so to speak. And I know that based on the map here, the Tecumseh Trail, we know we have these two lakes, Bear Lake, oh, I can't see the name of that lake there. We got a long oval, and then we got this lake here that's got two forks, which looks pretty much like that long oval and that lake with two forks. So I know I've got this map zoomed in to basically the rough area that I want. We also know, which is kind of hard to see on the camera, I'm sure, but you got a road that comes up and winds here, comes up here and winds here past the lake. Again, that kind of looks like that area right there. So now that we know we're in the rough, we're roughly in the same area where we need to be, we're going to come in here and we're going to zoom in a little bit further. And once again, we know we're in the right spot too because there's Richards Road. I'm going to just click right here. That makes us a nice starting point. Going to zoom back out just a little bit here. Let's see here. This is where it gets a little bit tedious, a little bit weird. We know that the Tecumseh Trail will intersect with State Road 45. Let's see, you can even see right there it says Tecumseh Trail. Let's go and put another click on here. That'll get the arrow pointed the right direction. I want to go the Tecumseh Trail here. And you can also see here on the map, about where we're at there, there's this side trail. And I want to make sure I don't accidentally go on the alternate route. I want to make sure I stay on the Tecumseh route. We are about to get interrupted by Bug and Starfish. They just got home from swim. See what road this is here. I don't think that's her. Carmel, or excuse me. Yeah, Carmel Ridge. Accidentally double clicked it, so let's unclick that because I don't want that little path there. Tip it, delete. There we go. So that's Carmel Ridge. I'm going to come back over here on this map and see where Carmel Ridge Road is. Oh, Carmel Ridge Road. Okay, so we are right here. So we actually want to take Carmel Ridge Road, as you can see right here, as part of the Tecumseh Trail. Let's go up here. Come up here. Yep, and you can see right there it says Tecumseh Trail. So boom, I'm going to connect these two here. And we're going to connect the dots. Just keep clicking here as we keep going down the Tecumseh Trail. Alright, now I'm seeing Lost Ranch Road. Let's just pull this back up here. Let's see here. Man, I think we found a spot where there's going to be a lot of road walking. Because now we're going to continue on down to State Road 45. When we get to State Road 45 there, as I said, that's where we will get a ride from Starfish. And we will ride from there to Alright, and you can see here on the map where there's a parking spot. Connect the road there. And that's where we will eat lunch and pick up our packs. Hold on one second while we get interrupted here. I'll be back. Alright, future editing self. Unfortunately, as I edit this, there is a piece of film that didn't transfer over. I can't get it to transfer over. You didn't miss much. The rest of the film went much like the first part of that film. The thing is that I want you to take from here on out is the ability to transfer from a computer screen over to your phone. The way I like to do it is very simply share the map as public, and that screen that you see there, you can text it to yourself. If you click here on directions, look right at Google Map now. That's how we go. Ooh, send directions to your phone. Let's see how that works. Send to your iPhone. Okay. Oh, check this out. Well, that's kind of interesting that it didn't start out from a home, but that's okay. That drop pin is all I need. Alright, for those of you that are more observant, you'll notice that I've changed shirts. And the reason I've changed shirts is because this is actually about 3 days after we shot the original film. Part of the reason we did this video was to give a new camera a try. I am not a photographer by nature, and doing this stuff is not very natural to me. So when I got the new camera, some things went wrong. I had a large chunk that wouldn't transfer over, and I think I figured out why. And then I had another part of it that when I mounted it on the tripod, it actually shifted down. And you got about this much of me down. So we're going to try this again real quick. And speaking of the new camera, we got the Acaso Brave 4. I like it a lot. It's smaller than a deck of cards. It's just shy of 4 ounces in weight. The audio and the visual seem to be pretty good. But in regards to the film that wouldn't transfer, it was a long video shot in its 4K format, and I think that's where it went wrong. So I'm doing this section right now in the, I guess, a step down. It's like 2.7K. I'm hoping that it still looks as good as the other part did, and I hope it transfers. That's why we did this video, or part of why we did this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that the content gave you something to think about, and maybe some new ideas or tips or tricks. The next time we see you, I do believe will be from the Tecumseh Trail. Until next time, please like and subscribe. Adios, amigos.